products. Oh, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna have so much fun. Products. Let me just finish typing that. Oh, we're gonna have so much fun. Okay, well, you remember in let's see. Oops. All right, Dee goodbye. Okay, you guys have to. You have to. All right. Okay. All right. Let me see. Okay. What I wanted to show you is good. Facebook can see. All right, just 1 minute here. Americans, where is America? And I'm going to show this in secondary progressive. I'm not sure which one I should. Okay, I'm going to talk about incontinence today, and solutions for uh, difficulties. All right, hang on. Hi, Karen. Okay, so I've got a lot of tests lined up. I know you guys on YouTube are dealing with a kind of an awful camera. So I need to set this up in a way that you can see. Oh, you can. All right. Excuse my plant. Uh, this plant is gorgeous in the summer. When I throw it outside, I ignore it. Somehow during the winter, it ends up looking. Oh. All right. Ooh, I have major problem. And the plant just fell over and the pot just broke in a million pieces. That's what I do. But you know what? It's not the ugly pot anymore. Okay, so I'm talking about incontinence. What do we do with incontinence? Uh, there are different products that there are different products that work. We talked about diapers. We talked about medications. So I've got medications that I can tell you that work, and we always have to have a safety net when it comes to going going on trips, going out to dinner, going out. You end up feeling like you're in control, and your bladder has mind of its own, right? So you have to work on that and choose the right kind of medications or the right kind of uh, solutions. First of all, what I think we all need is a bag, which I have bags all over the place, right? A bag that has change of clothes. It's got a baby wipe. I shouldn't any kind generic. Don't. I'm going to turn this around. It's got a baby wipe, so you can a packet. You get them at the dollar store, really cheap, right? So you have one, two, and then you have. I love these. These here are like little itty bitty panty liners. What's great about this? Kenna, you can. Amazon has a generic brand. What's great about that is that it's so thin that nobody can tell. Or maybe you're like me. You've had MS so long you just don't care. In fact, so I'm going to demonstrate this new technology. Right? It's so thin. I know this is going to horrify some of you, but don't let it. Okay. Um, just a second here. Now that I got to get around the shards of glass. All right. Okay, so what I want to show you is they have beads. They're beads. They're tiny little beads. I don't understand. Anyway, there's tiny little beads inside these little panty liners. They're itty bitty beads that they're fine. You don't see them, but when you pour water and make a when you pour water on them, and I'm gonna show you a little bit. All right, when you pour water on this pan, look what happens. I just poured probably 6 inches. See, so now, guess what? This is dry on top. It's now taken the urine or the water or whatever, and it's gone. It's the beads have expanded. Uh, I know, Didi. I was trying to figure out why. Why? I know, Didi, doesn't make sense. I know, but you know what? No, there's two. There's two people here. But you know, it's completely different than what we're used to. Uh, um, but you know what? We'll see three. Now there's three. Last time, see, I'm still dumping water, and this is the mini one. Hi, Jane. This is the mini one. Now I put probably 2 cups of water into that. All right. So it is wonderful. It's got a little sticky. You put it, in your underwear. Wonderful. This is not to be used in bed. Hi, Gina. It's not to be, but it is. They're Tenna Intimates. They're it's let's see, ultra thin, and it's number 3 as far as incontinence. I like this when you think you have it under control and you're not going to go to the bathroom. All right, let's do that because it'll protect your clothes. All right, if you're going out or you're going for a long, long drive, uh, if you're with people, if you're at a party, if there's a bathroom, there's the next size. Oh, they're huge, huge. Hi, John. They're huge. They're thick. This here is a pad that is it's a tennis pad, and it is a 7. This is the next to the highest thing. This is great if you go on a car drive, if you're partying, anything like that. I, you know what? And Jane is sharing. She wore one to the airport, and that's perfect if you're flying. You get in an airplane, or you do this, and this here. I'm going to show you. All right. Let's see. Let's see how much this holds. All right. Okay. All right. Oh my gosh, this here is holding so much. Notice it hasn't leaked because it's got those little itty bitty crystals in it that expand. And this is heavy. This has got probably 3 cups of water. I think I just put it. It's heavy, heavy. Like doing walking squats, right? So that's your next stage. That's if you're in a car for a couple hours. Now, what Jane was sharing is that she just recently took a flight, and hi, John, you're on. See, now we got everybody. We got no, we've got I'd say a quarter of our group. So, and you know what? On YouTube, I have to say you guys are product of my behavior. So you're like, Dulci's gonna uh, drop a very large ceramic plant. Anyway, the camera's gonna go flying. It might not work. So I don't, I know that. I know that. I know that you guys. Hi, Sarah. So okay, the 3 things that I think everybody with MS, with bladder control issues, everybody, who has bladder control. You know, we all will get there. It doesn't matter whether you have MS or whether you're getting to be a senior. Everyone gets there. You know, I remember my cousin, my really young cousin. Uh, it had to be 30, maybe 40 years ago. 40 years ago, she was slamming my grandmother because my grandmother had her diapers hidden under her bed, and my cousin found them, and she was like giggling and stuff. And I think back, I think I almost, I, I, I always remember that. I'm thinking, you know, why can't we have kindness? So what is it? You have your emergency to go bag, right? With your panty, your clean everything up. You have you know, you go to the grocery store. You're throughout day to day. I love the light thin ones, right? You have the gee, I'm going for a 4 hour car ride. You've got the heavier ones that are 7, right? Also, in case of emergency, break glass. I think that let me see, for going to bed for those people who have serious problems. And I think every once in a while your bladder just says, I'm not going to cooperate with anything, right? What do you have? You have diapers. Actually, they're incontinence pull-ups is what they're called. What I like about them, and I've worn these with leggings. Now, granted, I'm out there. Now, the reason why it's good with leggings, hang on a minute. I have dropsy. The reason why is because it gives you booty. It gives you. I'm telling you what. I should. I'd model it for you, but I get it. It. All of a sudden, it's like a plastic surgery to give you booty. This is actually thin, thick. So, but let me tell you, this here is the top of the chart. It's 11, level 7. You have to get the right size because if you get too big, it'll leak around the legs, and too small, uh, it'll hurt when you sit down. So that is this is what I fly in the airplanes with. Uh, and you know, let me clue you in on something. When you have all this stuff with you, you don't have a bladder problem. You just don't. The thing that everybody with MS should have by their bed, right, is a urinal. This here is 2 different urinals I fashioned to 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 be useful, so that you can't miss, right? Because ataxia, what you have to exactly. Jane, you're making me laugh. All right, Jane is saying that this here uh, should be used before spending $8,000 like she did on her Brazilian butt lift. That's funny stuff, Jane. It's funny. It's true. You understand me. Now, there's the saying, you wouldn't be concerned with how others thought of you if you realize how infrequently they did. I had a tonic seizure while I was teaching a weightlifting class. It was 30 people in the class. One person noticed. This year changed my life. One person, it was a guy. All the women, 29 women, were looking in the mirror at themselves, more worried about what everybody thought. Uh, Only the guy glanced at me and he said, Are you all right? I was like this. You know, tonic seizures. It's like a tonic spasm. Actually, it's more appropriate when a monster jumps in you and contorts your body, and it lasts a couple seconds. Like 15 seconds if that. But it feels it's upsetting because uh, you are not controlling. It's like somebody is taking your body and moving it in ways that um, you don't necessarily agree with. It's like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And it's like twisting you and so anyways, if you've had the tonic spasms that's the most common type of seizure in MS, by the way. So all right, I'm losing train of thought. So if you're anywhere, there is a small urinal that you can put in your car if you go on long trips. That is how what I did early stage, early MS, right? Yeah, if I knew then what I know now, you know, I'd have had the penny liners years ago. I would have had because having this in the minivan and stuff, it's more trouble than it's worth. So get the right pet. What's really nice about this, in fact, all right, if I'm going to be fair, right, I've got a. How many people want to see me pour water in the diaper? All right, because I get a lot more in here. So I'll get a thumbs up to see. Tell me tell me if you would like to see that, right? And the only reason why I'm showing you all of this is because as you advance, and Gina will tell you this, as we advance with MS, it's easy to fall in the self-loathing stage. At some point, you're like, "Ugh, I don't feel like getting just don't feel like playing today." And which leads me into another discussion that They've done a study, right? All right. Well, no, I'm going to talk about that in a minute. So if you feel like you don't want to play anymore, this you've advanced so much, you've got to ask yourself that what's the point? You can't. You've got to be kind to your body, treat it like a puppy, right? A puppy uh, covers its urine, right? If you had a baby puppy, if the puppy was peeing all over the house, you'd get diapers for the puppy because you love the puppy is worth it, and he's more worth it than his incontinence. Senior citizen dogs, we all put diapers on them. Yeah, all right. So pee happens. By the way, pee, anthropologically speaking, pee is it's pristine. Believe it or not, you can swim in it. It's antifungal. It's okay. It's what's bad is number two. That's bad. That can cause lots of problems. That's bad stuff. Um, okay, so I haven't gotten thumbs up. So I guess you don't want water in. That's good. That's good. Yeah, Jane is a troublemaker. Um, Unbelievable. Okay, so I wanted to continue uh, with with this. Let me put this over here. Continue with this. All right. All right, Gina's adding your best defense is your MS offense. Equip your incontinence arsenal. Decreases stress. And you know that is so that 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 should be we need a bookmark of rules for MS. All right, and that would be number one. Equip your incontinence arsenal and that is decreased stress. You know why most people have incontinence? if you're in a grocery store, and I know you've been in the grocery store, and with MS, if you have MS, you've been in a grocery store, and you don't feel like you have to go to the bathroom in your shop, and all of a sudden you're in aisle three, and you gotta go, and you're not wearing a little panty liner, oh, and that kind of stress uh, makes the muscles in your bladder say, "Nah, let's just go." Right? That kind of it's stress of not having a safety net. Now, if you were lined up, if you had your Brazilian butt lift, your heavy incontinence stuff, this is if you have no intention of even trying to make the bathroom. You just stand there and you kind of it's the diaper dance. You do that. You lean forward, so you try to get the you get the liquid distribute. So you do the diaper dance. Hi, Cindy. And that's good. If so, the more stressed out we get, the more stressed out we get, the more likely there's going to be an accident. The more likely we're going to go on the floor. The more likely something is going to happen. I'll tell you what. I don't pee in public. Well, yeah, I do. I'll pull on the side, but I will not pee in a store floor anymore. That has happened. Uh, mortifying. That's happened to me where when I feel panicking, then it's not going to work. So I need to have my arsenal, my change of clothes, my wipes, right? A couple. I always carry a couple of these in my purse, right? But I'm telling you, it works right across the board. So you have your emergency arsenal, and all of a sudden, because you've taken care of your bladder, and you're like, all right, bladder, you're not going to cooperate. Well, I'm going to live life, and I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to put a hi mate. I'm going to put a diaper on my old poodle so he can keep living, right? Sarah's laughing at me. And you know what? Yeah, I'm educated, and it's all education, formal education teaches the world is that you're tenacious, you have tenacity, you have stay, you'll stick to something. But I'll let you know the reason why MS Live works so well is because we each are part of the continuing education, right? We all are smart. We're all smart and have something that can make each other a little smarter. Um, and let me do a disclaimer right now. I, I the Bible tells us to use our talents for God's good, right? My talents is that I'm a little bit of a peacock. I just as long as you're laughing and smile at me, my life is good. So I like to encourage. I love to encourage. I love it when I make people, God makes people know that they're special because they're looking at me through my eyes. God has blessed me with that talent, right? To use it to lead, be a shining light for God. And now think, as we age, as you have MS, as we all have, everybody gets the stress incontinence. Stress incontinence for people who do not have MS, for anybody. It's true with people with MS, but if you have a key and you put it to your front door and you need that to get in your front door, you didn't have to go to the bathroom. But the minute you pull out your key to go in the front door, now you've got hi mate. Now you got Incontinence. Incontinence. I'll tell you what, my driveway, I pull in, well, I use my car's broken, but I pull in my driveway and often my body says, no, no, you gotta go. So pulling in, my brain sees, when I pull in my street, the emergency starts. Oh, I gotta go, I gotta go, I gotta go. So, peeing in public, peeing on, I don't know if I bet my, let me see, my tar driveway, I bet it's doing better because of my acid pee. I don't know. It's like acid rain. No, it's my lawn. And there's certain, I go up and there's ways to pee in public. In fact, I have a video on how pulling on the side of the road, right? I've done this in public in the mall with a light. If you open both doors and you sit down on the side of your car, where where the footrest is, you sit there, and on the outside you lean forward, and your just your bottom, you pull them down just a little bit and lean forward and act like you're looking at something. Act like you're fixing something. Problem. I've perfected this now. But I before I was perfecting this, I thought, well, it was so easy. I like to push. I like to uh, uh, push it till it's like, oh, that won't work. I have been caught. I have had people walk up to me and say, or slow down, can I help you? In midstream. I mean, that's funny stuff. The older you get, the more you're like, I don't care if I'm judged because you know what? Early on, there was something called self-loathing. There was hating myself because my body was not performing. Like it should to enjoy life. And I got to be honest with you because Gina and I are going through something that is devastating for us, but we have to get out of our brains. In high Steve, we have to get out of our brains. How do we do that? It is not how we do it. Brain is vertigo. It is such dizziness that it's. I have the walker, and see this walker here? It's a narrow walker with the seat. As wonderful as that is, early on it was wonderful, wonderful when I didn't have balance issues. Now, if I take this outside, because if I close my eyes, I don't know which way's up. Look at me, close my eyes. We can do a neuro exam. But when I close my eyes, I don't know which way is up. So if I take this and I do walking lunges and my left leg starts to get really weak, right, or after the first lunge, right, what happens? I fall over. I take that with me. My hand gets stuck in the hoop, which you can't see. I've broken this finger. It's too much, right? My brain, like I have gone, fallen off the walker, laid in the lawn, and what's great is that there's always somebody driving by every. In fact, let me see, probably every 4 minutes. It's so when they see there was a delivery truck, two young guys saw me fall and jumped out and helped me. I could get up myself. Of course, what do? We lay in the front lawn, we lay there, and we're like, all right. But you'd hate yourself unless you're getting your strength, you're enjoying the lawn, you're grateful you haven't broken anything, and you're trying to get enough strength to stand up, right? The worst thing you can tell someone who's an older person or someone with MS, the worst thing is to say that be careful, be careful, be careful, be careful. All right, no, you know what? And the worst thing is when loved ones stand around and say, you know, you could have avoided that by XYZ. It's you guys and me. Hi, Aphrodite. It also it leads to excuse me, I was getting dry. It leads to another issue. Uh, um, what do you do when you feel like you're advancing? One of the things, I'm going to move this aside and hopefully I don't screw that up. Let me. All right, one of the things is that there is a study on diet. It's a perfect ketogenic diet. Um, on msfrontiers.com, there's a diet link that talks about MS diets. Uh, I know that Brian was reading, he's like, oh, telling me how wonderful that this keto diet, what they did is it was a bunch of different hospitals. They had a study program of people with MS, and they had them on this keto diet. Really, really, ooh, I like that. I'm going to deal with that later. I'll deal with that. All right. It tells you what to avoid. So what happens is that I believe it's just a huge amount. I don't have this study. I've got the diet, but I don't have this study in front of me because I was busy breaking giant stuff. And anyway, what it is that uh, out of 5 people, four stuck to it. One said, because all these MS diets they're not fun. Especially the longer we live, the less we feel like eating or drinking, and it just, all right. And Jane said, so anyway, in the study, it said that of the 4 out of 5, 4 people who stuck to it, they didn't feel depressed. They didn't feel their mood was elevated. If they were on it for 6 months, they actually felt like they got a little better. Uh, so there are, hi Marianne, there are rules. Now, if you go to msfrontiers.com and you look at the diet, it it's hi Linda. It's very, very, like all these diets are very, very restrictive, right? It says on the keto diet you avoid grains, you avoid fruits, beans, and peanuts, right? Starchy vegetables, including sweet potatoes, and winter squash, and sugar. Ugh. All grain. If you're gonna have a grain, one slice of, let's see, of the best is one slice of rye a day. Right? If you've got to. All right, cookies, good thing. It says no cookies, and that's really good to know because you know what? I make a boatload of oatmeal cookies. Um, so anyway, there's how to um, eat to feel better with MS, but there's also Gina. Gina, you're speaking my life. All right, there's something that's actually better, I think, for MS. It's the plant paradox. That is now, mind you, I'm the messenger. I'm with you, Gina. She said that she's already limited, so she doesn't want to be limited on what she eats. You know what? I'm there with you. So people say, do you follow a special diet? Have you tried Wall's protocol? Which of the book on the shelf right there? I've got the keto diet. I've got so many MS books because I researched that. But I'm with you, Gina. You know, you get to a point when you've had MS, it's gone into a secondary progressive uh, that you feel like you've lost. I feel like I've lost so much. The most distressful thing is the balance. The balance. So there's the extra wide, really heavy walker that Richard gave me. It is if when I take that outside, it's so wide and heavy that I can't tip it. Oh, did you hear me? Did you hear me? You know what the problem is? Is God is, I make plans, I make statements, and God humbles the crap out of me. Oh, I mix that. Anyway, what did she said? She just said that I can't bow on this extra wide walker. I can't, yeah, this Titanic ship we're on will never sink. Right. I will never be confined to a wheelchair. Just don't say anything. Don't, don't give God a reason to humble your butt. uh, Gina, tell me, what foods make your MS worse? Uh, and I'm with you, Gina. I am so with you. It's if I've got to have a urinary incontinence bag, you got your diapers and your pads. That remember, this is still 2 cups. You can wear it is dry. It is so dry that if here, I'll show you. All right, you guys are gonna learn. All right, this has got 2 cups of water. All right, 2 cups. All right, so if I went potty completely, the little beads in this tiny little pad would expand and and take that urine away from your body. So there's no smell. I also believe everybody should get Nature's Miracle. All right, done. Finally, somebody's laughing at me. Some you guys know that I live for being laughed at. Uh, you know what? Here's the thinner one, right? That's a thinner one. That's got probably a cup and a half. That's a thinner. This is how. All right, let's look. Let's look. All right, and let's look and see. All right. Don't be laughing. I know. I don't think you know how wonderful my husband is. He ended up bringing a container, knowing I was going to do something stupid. He's like, "Yeah, I can see you with one of these pads, putting on the keyboard and uh, so anyway, I like what you had to say, Gina. That's brilliant. But when they say, you shouldn't eat potatoes, potatoes make MS worse. And you're sitting there, and you don't want to eat anything. Somebody comes in with a stuffed potato with cheese and sour cream and chives and a little bit of it's like little bacon bits. It's bring it. Yeah, tell me at this stage of my life, if I've got to eat a certain limitations, like there's no milk, but there is cheese. You're not supposed to have tomatoes. There's seeds in the tomatoes that are bad, and what it is they say that it's the lectins that create little create leaky gut syndrome. So you're not supposed to have anything that shreds up your bowels, which is the legumes. They all have lectins in that, like a tin, right? And that doesn't seal your gut. So they everything is use bone broth, that kind of stuff. Uh, uh, and you know what, Gina and Jane, I'm asking all of you. I'm asking everybody. Gina and Jane. Gina says that heavy eating makes her lethargic. Greasy foods and sugary stuff makes it worse. Yeah, is it? You know, I understand that. I understand that, and that is great that you recognize that. So many people just want to feel good in that moment. And that's what society has taught us. You know, feel good. You need to have something in your arsenal to feel good, including a chocolate chip cookie. You know what? But being and enjoying life for that 1 hour, you is not worth it. It's like writing checks your body can't handle. See, I was looking. All right, it's still. In fact, I got an idea. Let's let's pour more. All right, we'll pour more. All right, four more. All right, that is a huge. In fact, there's so much I want to show you. There's so much water in the pan that I'm just putting this both diapers, both pads, and see. All right, because this is really softening now. All right, you see in the pan there's no water. There's no water, right? There's no water. All right, this here is his probably. Let me think. He put in a liter of water. So you've got this, and this is your pad. Again, it's heavy, but it's dry up there. Basically, if you get things this filled up, what's going to happen? In fact, it's so heavy, it wants to pull my hat off. All right, it's heavy. Here. All right. This is a pad, right? A 7 pad that is it's so absorbent, and it's actually the highest absorbency, and it's just a pad. And so it's not even. This will hold um, basically two of these. What's fun is that you get your Brazilian booty pants. All right, because Jane, I think you've renamed these. They're not incontinence pads; they're Brazilian booty pads, right? So what's fun? What is great if you're cheap? Get these Brazilian pads, right? Line them with this, and just go. All right. Remember, I poured water right here, so it should be a little dark directly on there. The rest of this hat, there's no shadow whatsoever. Okay, so all right, let's see. All right, and Gina, oh my goodness, yeah, Gina says she's still. You know what? And I believe that, Gina. I'm with you too. It's the older you get, or the longer you live with the MS, hi Susan, the longer you think I am not going to deny myself anything. So believe it or not, until I quit smoking, I never had my last cigarette, even though I haven't smoked in 20, no, well, for probably 40 years. No, let me think how old uh, I haven't smoked. I used to smoke since I haven't smoked since I was in my early 20s. And Sarah, what do you mean? What I think is fun is interesting. Stick around. You know what? Fun is redefined at different ages and states of your life. Uh, uh, and so I like what you. You know what, Gina? You are absolutely right. But number two, and they're sharing on YouTube, is that number two, right, is it doesn't work with the same uh, control as bladder. Bladder, there's a certain amount, including the neurostim I have implant, and it buys me time. It works, but I still have to take medication to give me extra time. The idea of number two, incontinence, with bowel incontinence, is that you won't have it if you are on a schedule. If you eat, you drink enough fluid, right? If you slow down, you know why, right? I don't have to tell you why. Nobody, you don't need a doctor to tell you why you haven't gone. You know why you haven't gone. Um, and you know why you're going faster. Uh, just there is there's ways to go into the bathroom, and then there's elevate your legs, right? So if you have a little stool there, you put your feet there because the spine, when you sit down, it shortens the distance of your bowels. So it's a technique. Also, drinking 2 cups of water in the morning stimulates you to go. There's all sorts of stuff, but it has nothing, no, it doesn't work with your bladder as well as the behavior modification with your bladder is that knowing every bathroom in every store, and when you get there, try. Yeah, me too, Jane, yeah. All right, now, Sarah, what do you mean by my idea of fun is interesting? Fun, it's just, I used to think fun was going to not Great Gorge, going to the Poconos and skiing on that, or Vail, or what is fun? Fun is riding waves at the ocean. That's fun. But now, what is fun? Fun is it's the hour I'm here with you guys. Fun is going over to the gym and just spending time with people who value you. Uh, all of a sudden, and it's nice. It's nice because how I will tell you, I'm wearing. Problem with MS is underneath your wedding band and stuff. When we're on certain medications, that is, but there's certain. I'm sorry, I got sidetracked because Sarah said I thought it was fun when I loaded every bit of water into these pads. Yeah, all right. So when one door closes, another opens. Uh, I'll tell you, walking is next to impossible. Not because my strength. In fact, I did legs and lunges. I did so much of that yesterday. 40 minutes of therapy where I did that. But I'll tell you what, the only reason why it's hard, the only reason is because of the dizziness. And I use this walker to do lunges. I need it long And Brian saved me twice. He's watching the or I don't know, but this is uh, where skiing was fun. At one time, ballet dancing, going out and seeing a band that comes on at 10 o'clock. That was fun. Now, what is fun now? What is fun now? Last night was my mom's birthday. We all went out to dinner, and and I I don't know what it is, but I'm not enjoying food and water, so I don't want to drink that anymore. And you know what this keto diet says, a study says, is if we use spirulina, if we mix it, you want to stay away from milk, but if you want to mix it with coconut milk or something that doesn't have lectins in it, uh, you do that, you're actually getting the most benefit possible on that. And what is fun? Fun needs to be realigned with, yesterday it was supposed to be 72, it was only 65. So I went outside with a long sleeve shirt, froze my butt off walking the dogs in my scooter, walked the dogs because now walking around the block, which I was doing, is now I think that horse has left the barn because when I walk around the block, use it or lose it. When I do that, I wear down specific things that are needed. I wear down the bones of my hips, my knee lock. It's better to walk slower the right way than it is to run the wrong way. Well, if I can't behave because I'm too hyper with the walker, right? Then I need the scooter to walk the dogs. And I was so cold. So I came back, got a coat on, and then I ran with a windskin. So what is fun? Fun is like freeze your butt, go around. I can't ski anymore because I've tried, right? I've tried, but fun is dressing appropriately, running the dogs, uh, enjoying the sun because when you're properly dressed and it's 65 degrees outside, it's pleasure. You're enjoying it. Hi, Denise. You enjoy the sun. You enjoy it. Uh, so the our job when we have MS, we've got this chronic uh, for life. Um, we have that. Our job is to look at the positives uh, and not mourn the things we have lost. There, half of our lives are spent uh, in self-loathing. It's just hating that we aren't part of the crowd. Oh, Eduardo, you are so sweet. I don't. You know what? It's not advice. I'm not. It's suggestions and what works. Tell me what has worked for you. Uh, it's just what you can sit down. You sit back and think about it. Life will bring you down. I don't care how old you are or how young you are. Life brings everybody to a point where they're like, "Yeah, I didn't want to live longer than I could walk or I could pee in the toilet." I mean, you've got to ask yourself at you have to redefine outliving the usefulness of your body. You have to redefine that because if you let your mind go there, it's like, am I useful? And no one is depending on you. The little snake gets in your brain, the little demon gets in your brain that says, you'd be better off without stressing out those people who worry. Nobody really cares about anything about you being Awesome. Eduardo, I have to take 2 oxybutins in the morning, get the dry mouth. Uh, um, you'll have to rewind this. I'm wearing one of these thin ones right now, right? And this has it's got so much water in that, but it's fantastic. And I carry a spare. So if there's a little, in fact, there's never leakage. There's never, when I wear something, I actually, when systems fail and I actually have to use, I pee the diaper, I have this, it's like, yes, yes, I got my money's worth because it just sucks. If you're on an airplane and you get your pad, your really thick pad, you wear that, you travel and you're in the car and stuff, and you're doing that, and then all of a sudden, at the end of the day, you take it off, and now you've had something expensive in your pants that you didn't even use. So you're like, well, I'm going to risk going without. We have to redefine self-loathing. Self-loathing happens only to us if we. All right, and Denise, how long have you had MS? Denise, and you, because Denise is talking about UTI. Hi, Deb. And the reason why I'm saying that is because as you progress through secondary progressive MS, uh, UTIs become a new problem, even when you have urgency. So you'll have an accident and you'll be wearing your diaper and you'll get in, you'll throw that out and you're in the bathroom and you sit down and you know you've got more urine in you because your brain is saying naturally don't go. So your brain now with MS gets the message. All right, Denise was diagnosed in 2007. That, you know what? Yeah. All right. So are you on? Okay. So Denise, I'm asking you, are you on any medication for the bladder? What do you do to control it? Because what happens when we've had secondary progressive MS for 10, 20 years, what happens, and we have that accident, we go in, and we're not going, we're too hyper to stay sitting on the commode and make sure that everything's drained out. Any urine left in that bladder, any bit has a chance. Now it's old urine's bad urine, right? Stagnant urine is bad urine, and that stuff gets infected and causes UTI. What I do is Puritan Pride has cranberry. I think it's 40,000 grams of cranberry concentrate. I have no idea. It's marketing. Might not do anything. My urologist says it doesn't. But what I do is I take one in the morning, one at night. It's supposed to, I don't know. Edward, I'm thrilled that oxybutin has helped you. All right, and Eduardo is seconding the great thing is you wear a let's see, Brazilian butt lift, all right, or an incontinence brief, and line it with something big, and it provides it's confidence. It provides confidence. What is great is for those of you who are fellow skiers like me at one point. Why do I think I'm talking to Jane? But anyway, those of us who are skiers can tell you and can attest, right? Think about the poles, right? Think about every time you ride on skis or you have, the minute you kept thinking, I've got this, I'm not going to fall. And you can actually, I've done, and I used to, single diamonds, and occasionally I've done double diamond, uh, stupid stuff. But I just confidence was high. When you believe in yourself, you'll most always succeed. I'm not going to fail. I'm not going to fail. Right? So and you don't. The minute you think you're going to, uh, um, the minute you think you're going to fall when you're skiing is when you catch an edge and you fall. It's that lack of confidence. So by following Eduardo's suggestion, by wearing a diaper and a pad, it's just the brain thinks that now you've got confidence. You can do this. And what I like about that, Eduardo, is that therefore, because I like to make the most of money. So the good thing is that you're only throwing away the pad that's in the diaper. The diaper, which is more expensive, uh, is still useful. So you can throw that in. Let me see. Denise has a coming urology appointment. Pray he can help you. All right, Denise. I want you. I need you to join our YouTube chat area because it's live and well, and a lot of the suggestions you hear me saying are not mine. All right, let me. So I want to. Yeah, you know what? Sarah's talking about falling, and Denise, go if you search in any search engine, Dulcie Hill, do that because I need you to add. In fact, are you in Meerkats and MS Frontiers medical support? What is what is great about that is those kind of questions need to be answered by everybody who's had that. Denise, I would love for you to get in contact with Cheryl, who runs Primary Progressive, MS Frontiers Primary Progressive, and they will. She has got. I mean, she almost died. We had a prayer chain. It was 24-hour prayer chain. So each person got up and for 1 hour scheduled their time, and that time prayed in just incessant. In, all right, there's an I word I'm trying to find. There's one after the other. She lived. She lived, and she is an inspiration. Uh, um, Denise, again, you've had to your secondary progressive. There is desmopressin. Desmopressin is something that turns off your bladder for 4 hours. So write that down, Denise. Desmopressin, Vesicare is is something you take that's like oxybutylin or Ditrol, Ditropan, and Vesicare, the three biggies. And there's another recent one. It begins with an M. Uh, Merrimack. But what I'm saying is that with ask your doctor about that. Ask about incontinence pads. The MS Society, if you apply, there's a good chance they'll help you. They provide a year's worth of incontinence pads. So have your kit, not just it is also what are we guilty of? Everybody with MS, what are we guilty of? We uh, we dehydrate ourselves. And then we'll get to a point. Some of you will be like me and then you don't want to drink water, you don't want to eat, yeah, and you end up losing, just losing so much. Denise joined that. Also, when I am done this, which is right now, when I'm done doing the show, I'm going to put you in Meerkat. So all of you guys on YouTube that are also on Facebook, uh, maybe you can give Denise some advice, suggestions, because nobody here is a doctor, but together, I'm telling you what, together, when people with MS for a long time can tell you what works for them, uh, there's a statistic that you can wrap your mind around. It's like, well, there's hope in it's been successful for one person, right? One person, there's hope. So, and that's what God wants for you. Remember, you can loathe your body, but if you loathe your body, you come to the point that it's self-loathing is ruling everything. You're depressed and all. Pray to God to just to make a life possible. All right. So what I'm going to say is, dear Heavenly Father, just feel the love that everybody has here inside them, and so much of our symptoms rob us from the way you want us to be towards other people. How can we be kind when we are self-loathing? So I need you to take that from all of us. Take and offers kindness and solutions. Allow everybody who's suffering to only hear good words and just be blessed. Just be blessed through others, through my words, through, just thank you for them participating. Until we meet again on Tuesday, Lord, may you bless these people and keep them and shine your face upon them and be gracious to them. May you lift up your countenance upon them and give you your peace. Um, Thank you, everyone. Amen. I just love that. I love how it went. And my Brazilian booty butt has not been compromised. So I think I'll go swim now. Love you all, and I will see you on Tuesday. All right, Meerkat. Love you. Go to msfrontiers.com and look at the diet. Look at the plant paradox as well. All right. Too long. Love you.